Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yummy. I am going to start off by cutting up 3 ounces of chocolate. This is the type of chocolate that I'm using right here. If you can get a higher percentage, that would be even better. These squares happen to be 1/2 ounce each, so 1, 2, 3 ounces right there is how much I'm going to need. I'm going to put this over to the side and chop the rest. Here I have my chopped up chocolate, and I'm going to add it into this bowl, which already has 3 tablespoons of butter, and I have that butter cubed up in there. My butter and chocolate are going to go into the microwave for 30-second increments on high heat. Each time I pull it out, I'm going to give the chocolate a stir until it looks nice and smooth like this. Meanwhile, while my butter and chocolate are heating, I'm going to add 1 egg plus 1 egg yolk, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt into a mixing bowl, and I'm going to mix those up with my whisk attachment. Once my eggs are looking thick and a very pale yellow like this, we're ready to move on. So I'm going to measure out my flour, but I'm going to kind of fluff it up a little bit first because we do not want packed down flour. And I'm doing 1½ tablespoons, which is going to be equal to 1 tablespoon plus 1½ teaspoons. I'm putting this in here, my little ramekin, and there's just a little pinch of nutmeg in there. Sorry, can you see it? And I actually just used my 1/8 teaspoon measure for the nutmeg, and I did half of that, so like 1/16 of a teaspoon, just to give it like a little background flavor. I'm going to put in my other 1/2 of a tablespoon, which I happen to have a measure for. I love these measuring spoons because they have all the little increments. 1/2 tablespoon, pretty awesome. This is going in here. I'm going to give it a little stir just to get that nutmeg mixed in a little bit. And we're going to mix it into the egg mixture. Then 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, totally optional, as is the nutmeg. Mix it in. Now I'm going to give my bowl a little scrape. Just kind of get everything off of the sides. And I want to fold in my chocolate. Folding is going to help us keep that nice fluffiness that we got on those eggs by whipping them up. And we're just going to continue folding until it is nice and mixed in like this. And we're going to pour that into our prepared ramekins. These have butter as well as a nice little dusting of flour all along the edges and the bottom. So these are 6-ounce ramekins up to the top, and I'm putting probably, I don't know, 4½ to 5 ounces of the batter inside, which is perfect for 2 lava cakes. So I am actually only going to be making 1 of these right now, and that is because you want to serve these straight out of the oven while they're nice and hot. This is going to go into the oven at 450 degrees for 6 to 8 minutes. You want the middle to be jiggly and the sides to be set up. The other one I'm just going to cover in some plastic wrap, and you can definitely make these ahead of time and put them in the refrigerator. I would say for a day or 2, maybe even 3. I wouldn't push it past that though. So this dude is going into the fridge for later. When you pull it out, the sides should be set, but the center should still be quite squishy like this. This is 7 minutes, by the way. So I'm just going to take a butter knife and kind of loosen around the edges a little bit. Very quickly. We want to get this dude out of the pan as quickly as possible. So I'm going to take it, cover it with whatever you're going to put it on. Ooh, I used tongs and just put the plate on top and then just flip it so it comes out. We're going to let this sit for about 10 seconds. And then we're going to lift this off of there, and hopefully it's going to come out really easily. Oh yeah, that is gorgeous. She's starting to spill already, can you see? Little powdered sugar. Look at that. I'm not even going to cut into it yet, but look at the spilling out. Yummy. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yummy. Take a bite. This tastes absolutely amazing. That tiny little dot of nutmeg gives it just a little hint of spice in the background. It's not even really noticeable, but it does just give it a little bit of oomph. This is absolutely beautiful. I hope that you love it. This is perfect for Valentine's Day or any other night, of course. I did garnish it with cranberries and basil, which is kind of silly, but what can I say? I don't have any strawberries and mint in the house, and you can't always get what you want, but you can have lava cake tonight if you want that. So thank you all so much for watching, and happy cooking, everyone.